or even afternoon. We got a banger for y'all today, baby. Let's have a conversation. Let's have a conversation about G-walking and slide canceling in Warzone 2. I'm curious to see what y'all think about what I say here. Comment down below. Let me know. All I'm going to say is if you do enjoy this, drop a like, share it with a friend, sub, and ring the bell. Most importantly, be sure to tell somebody you love them. All right, I'll catch you in the next one. What are your thoughts on the G-walk in Warzone? You know what? Let's talk about this. Let's have an open discussion, shall we? Ladies and gentlemen here. We're 7 minutes into the stream, but let's talk about this. Whips, can I play this? The video? All right. Look at this. Let me show y'all something here. What you're about to watch is apparently called G-walking. All right. Let's talk about G-walking, shall we? So that's regular. That's what you look like.
I can't shoot this guy. Oh, there we go. Actual kid down an actual kid. Oh, actual kid right behind us somehow? What, the hacker?
Do you guys see this, bro? Look at this thing. Look at G-walking, bro. What? Who found this? I don't know who found this. I hate you.
Oh, there we go.
I don't hate you personally, but
actual kid down an actual kid.
The thing is, correct me if I'm wrong here. Okay, so let's just talk about this in general. Problem I have. Let me be very clear here. I like Warzone 2 without movement. What? That might be a hot take. Okay, that might be. I'm sure that'll stir the pot a little bit because there's a bunch of people out there that probably miss the old Warzone with slide canceling, resetting, breaking cameras, stuff like that, right? There probably is. I'm going to be completely honest. Me personally, I enjoy Warzone 2 movement and the way that that's playing over Warzone 1. Now, I have things in Warzone 2 that I don't love. I don't love... I mean, we don't really need to get into that. Maybe we might later. Hey, I'm going to get a little tangent here, just a little bit, okay? Here's the point I'm making. I am totally cool. I'm totally cool with no one having this slide cancel or no one, breaking cameras or anything like that. I'm totally down for that. I am. You know what I think the difference is? I think that some people got used to using that as an outplay mechanic, right? And now that outplay mechanic is gone. And I think a lot of people that are very good at the game are mad that they can't outplay, I'll throw that in air quotes, they can't outplay someone with movement rather than having this be a little more, what's the word I would use here? I'm going to use the word old-fashioned. I'm going to use the word old-fashioned. Okay? In Warzone 2, you can't, it's more, you have to be smarter with your positioning. You have to be a little more tactful with what you're doing because you can't just run into the open, slide cancel reset, slide cancel reset, slide cancel reset, and get out of a situation versus if you're just running, like maybe you shouldn't have been running in the open, right? And you know what's funny? I'm sure here's what I will say. I guarantee, I'd actually bet money on this. All the 2v2 guys out there, a lot of the younger kids, I'll say kids, man, I'm 32, right? A lot of the younger kids, I'm sure, miss that. These little like demons and the wager guys and all that. If I had to guess, they're probably complaining that there's no movement in the game. And they want something like that, G-walking. Me personally, I hate it. That G-walking, I pray to God they patch that. I do. And then I don't know if you guys saw this as well. There's actually another thing. It's called a dolphin hop. This is another thing that was found. Just look, just watch. See, do you see this? Like, do you see the advantage that gives you on the movement? Like that, look at the advantage you have against your enemy. Because you can't expect them to fly out like that. Like that guy he was horizontal. The dude came out flat like Superman. You know what I mean?
Fuck.
Here's my question. Why are we trying to find, like, why are people trying to find this? That's what it looks like, literally. Like, it looks like people are, like, obviously people are going out of their way to find stuff like this. You know what I'm saying? And
You're like doing
look at, like, that one, the next one in particular, that one. Like, your camera is so broken if you don't anticipate this, right? And it's the same idea. It's the same idea of movement. It's not about gunplay. It's not about holding a lane. It's not, as I used the word old-fashioned earlier, and it's more about give me an advantage by me being able to do something that someone else can't. And because you're holding this and you're not going to expect someone to fly off the top and break, like, basically break your camera left and then take a fight with you. Like, you're probably looking at the right, thinking someone's going to come off the right. You know what I'm, you know what I'm saying? So Tim, you're saying you don't like, I don't like a skill gap. There is a skill gap in Warzone 2. It's called being better. Just be better. I don't want to have to break. I thank God I don't have to slide cancel anymore. That shit was annoying as fuck. I hated it. I hated the reset and trying to reset it because I had to. You know what I'm saying? I like, all you need to do, adapt and be better. That's it. It's very simple. And it's not, because when you learn, like, if someone was flying through the air on me like that and they're taking fights, and if, let's hypothetically say they don't patch G-walking. I pray to God they do. Okay. If they don't patch that, we are all going to have to learn how to G-walk, because it gives us an advantage that other people don't have. Does that make sense? Tim really be on the casual vibes, not going to lie. Warzone's better without movement. That's period. Let me put it to you this way, man. There's a skill gap in Warzone. Let me give you an example. Shroud. Shroud's better than me at Warzone. You know why? Because he's Shroud. And he's very good at what? Shooting and playing. He's been playing Battle Royale. I've been playing Battle Royales for a very long time. I have a general idea, but Shroud is Shroud. The guy's like a human aimbot. You know what I'm saying? Shroud's advantage is he's better than me. You know what I'm saying? He's better at the end of the day. But what's weird is, if you put, I'm not saying I could have, but if you put Shroud in original Warzone, who did not know how to slide cancel, against me, we'll say in Superstore, where I know how to slide cancel, I might be able to get a kill on Shroud. But I shouldn't be killing Shroud. Does that make sense? At the end of the day, you're using a mechanic that's not supposed to be there for you to have an advantage on someone else. It's broken. It's not supposed to be there. Call of Duty didn't make they weren't like, yep, slide cancel, this is great. I mean, they left it in there because everyone got used to it and everyone was doing it. But this, like, let me show you. Some of you might have just tuned in when I'm on this tangent here. I'm just going to pull this up again. This is the new movement mechanic in Warzone, and it's called G-walking. So regular, running around. Okay, running around, G-walking.
Bro, I can't shoot this guy.
And what G-walking does, and it doesn't say it here, what G-walking does when you're moving like that, you don't have footsteps.
There we go.
There's no footstep noise. Does that make sense? So for someone to look at this and say this is a skill gap, that's fucking stupid. I'm gonna be completely, like, for someone to look at that and say, oh, skill gap. I know how to G-walk and Kevin doesn't. But I don't have footsteps and I'm moving like that and I'm hard to hit. That's a broken mechanic. It's not supposed to be there. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, it's not supposed to be there. It's like an exploit, basically. Now, I'm not saying slide canceling was an exploit, but to an extent, And you know what's actually really interesting about G-walking? If this is something that we want to leave and we want to be like, oh, this is a movement mechanic, let's leave this. Guess who has the advantage with G-walking? Yes. Mouse and keyboard. I have the advantage now. Because here's what they're saying. It's way harder to do that on controller. Mouse and key, you bind it to a scroll wheel, and I'm scroll wheeling down and resetting my tack sprint with shift. That's all I'm doing. So I'm just walking hit shift, scroll my wheel. That's it. And now I, as mouse and key, have an advantage on a controller player because I can G-walk and you can't. It's gonna, here's what I'm gonna say. Here's what I'm gonna say. It's 100% gonna get removed. There's no two ways around it, in my opinion. Warzone 2 right now, and I understand this kind of hot take because a lot of the wager kids out there, I'm sure Swag would, I guarantee Swag would be saying the opposite of me. I guarantee it. Swag would be like, nah, man, we need movement. Nah, we need movement. Me personally, I like it more. What Swag will probably say is they're catering to like older people or something like that. You know, he'll probably make a joke like that. But at the end of the day, in my opinion, it makes Warzone 2 more about gunplay and positioning and less about let me break your camera, let me get an advantage on you with my movement. And I like that. I think it's good. I like that there's no slot canceling. I like that I don't have to learn, I'm praying I don't have to learn a movement like that called G-walking or dolphin dive, like whatever the dolphin dive thing was. I don't want to do that because in my opinion, it just, there's more of a level playing field at the end of the day. And a lot of people argue that, oh, and someone said it earlier, I don't like a skill gap. I'm not saying that, bro. Your skill gap is being good at an FPS. Congratulations. That's your skill gap. Not slide, cancel, reset, break camera, slide, cancel, reset, break the camera. And your advantage on someone is you just kind of dancing around him. And it's, yeah. Why are you crying? Your name's Kevin and I'm going to ban you. Wibbs, can you ban that guy? Like I feel like he just walked in and he just said his opinion and you just need to get the fuck out. You know what I mean? Kevin, was that his first message, Wibbs? No bullshit? Kevin, get out. We don't want you here. Let's talk about that. All right, goodbye. And you're lucky, man. I almost didn't ban you because my penguin's Kevin, but even that didn't save you.